Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. Today is the last lecture for this chapter. Okay, you have studied about calorimeter, you have studied about thermometer, about the different units of temperature, the difference between heat and temperature. Now in the other lecture I had forgot to discuss some questions on page number 99. Use your brain power questions. I will be giving you the answers, you may check it. Why does your mother put folded cloth strips soaked in cold water on your forehead when you have fever? Okay, now when we have fever, our temperature is high compared to that of the cloth. So the temperature, the heat energy will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. So to decrease the temperature, our mother puts cold cloth on our forehead. Why is the calorimeter made up of copper? Okay, this I had discussed. Why the calorimeter is made up of copper? Actually, it absorbs heat quickly from other objects. Very less amount of heat is liberated and it absorbs heat from the liquid. They both attain the same temperature. I had told that there is a liquid which is put into that copper calorimeter. They will acquire the same temperature. Okay. Now we will start with today's topic, that is expansion. Effects of heat. Okay, we have studied about the effects of heat, expansion and contraction, and change of state. These are the two effects of heat. In our syllabus this year we are going to study about expansion of solids, liquids and gases. The first is expansion of solids. The first in expansion of solids is linear expansion. Linear expansion means there is increase in length of a particular solid. For example, if there is a rod, if you heat it, it could increase its length. Okay, that is linear expansion. Now to study this linear expansion and to calculate, an equation has been given. You have to just study the equation. You don't have to study the derivation. L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus lambda delta T. L2 is the final length, okay, the length to which it has been increased, and L1 is the initial length, and 1 plus lambda. What is lambda? It is a coefficient, it is a constant coefficient of linear expansion for a solid substance, and delta T is change in temperature. This much only you have to remember, okay, that is linear expansion is increase in length, and the equation is L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus lambda delta T, where lambda is the coefficient of linear expansion for solids, okay. And the expansion of coefficient is the change in length of the rod of unit length where its temperature is increased by 1 degree. This you may underline. It is towards the right hand side, second paragraph. How will you define that coefficient of linear expansion? It is the change in length of the rod of unit length when its temperature is increased by 1 degree. Now in the table they have given the coefficient of expansion of some substances. You may see for copper it is 17. And what is the unit? The unit is 1 upon degree Celsius. Okay, you may underline the unit of coefficient expansion is of linear expansion is 1 upon degree Celsius. Now in that table you may mark the coefficient of linear expansion of iron, which is 11.5. It was asked once. There is a solved example given. In that solved example they have given the initial length of 0.5 meter and the change in temperature is 60 degrees Celsius. What will be the change in length? With the help of the value of lambda, we can find out the change in length. It is an important question. Next is areal expansion in solids. That means about the area of a particular sheet or a material increases when it is heated. What is the equation? The equation is A2 is equal to A1 into 1 plus sigma delta T, where sigma is the coefficient of areal expansion. This much you have to remember. Next is volumetric expansion. That means there is increase in volume of a particular solid if it is heated. What is the equation? V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus beta delta T, where beta is the volumetric expansion coefficient of solids in that case. Okay, so this is about the expansion in solids: linear expansion, areal expansion, and volumetric expansion. Now we may move on to page number 102. Page number 102. Do you know, have you seen rails? Okay, in the picture they have shown there is a gap, a small gap is kept between the rails at regular intervals. This is kept to accommodate the change in the length of the rails with change in temperature. As it is exposed to daylight, sunlight, there is possibility of that particular solid to expand, to increase in its length. So if the gap is not kept, then the rails will get distorted in the summer, which may lead to accidents. You may mark that it is a give reason question. Okay, actually it has been deleted, but it could be asked. Now the expansion of liquids. Okay, now liquids, they don't have a definite shape, but they have a definite volume. So expansion of liquids is by volume. You might have seen that when you heat water, the level of water increases. That means the volume of water increases. The equation is V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus beta delta T, where V2 is the final volume, V1 is the initial volume, beta is volumetric expansion coefficient in liquids, and delta T is the change in temperature. Now about expansion of gases. Gases do not have particular shape, they do not have particular volume, but the density of gas changes when it is heated. You should know that the density of gas decreases. Okay, density of gas decreases on heating. A gas does not even have a fixed volume. Gas expands on heating, but if the gas is kept in a closed box, its volume cannot increase, but its pressure increases. There is an activity given, figure 14.7. This is a very frequently asked question. They will give you the diagram and ask two questions which have been given below. We will discuss the question. First question is, using the formula density is equal to mass upon volume, explain what will be the effect of heat on the gas kept in a closed bottle. Okay, now if the bottle is closed, the volume cannot change. Okay, the volume cannot change. What will happen? The density remains the same as mass and volume remains the same, but the pressure in the bottle increases. The pressure inside the bottle increases and the bottle could get broken due to the increased pressure. Next, if the bottle is not closed but has a movable piston attached to its open end, what will be the effect of heating the gas in the bottle? Okay, what will happen if you heat the gas in the bottle? The piston is movable. That means the piston will move outside and the volume will get increased. So when gas expands on heating, it will push the piston upwards. The volume increases and so the pressure remains the same. This is the answer. This is a very important question. Now, what is the equation? The equation for expansion of gases, it is V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus beta delta T, where beta is equal to constant pressure expansion of coefficient of gas. So from this part, you have to remember this much only. And the question on page number 102, figure 14.7, that question, do you know, give reason and use your brain power question. Which use of expansion of liquids in daily life do you know? We know about anomalous behavior of water. Water expands above 4 degrees Celsius. If it is heated above 4 degrees Celsius, water expands. Okay, it is an example of expansion of liquid, expansion of water. Now we may discuss the last question. Use your brain power question on page number 103. The density of a gas decreases on heating. Which of the pictures in figure 14.1 makes use of this? It is that of a hot air balloon. You may see the pictures. Hot air balloon. In hot air balloon, due to decrease in density, okay, why there is decrease in density? Because you are heating it. Due to decrease in density, the volume of the balloon increases. Okay, the volume of the balloon increases. This causes it to expand. As the air is less dense, it goes upwards. Okay, as there is space, the air will move upwards when it is heated, and as the air moves upwards, it will carry the balloon along with it. Okay, so now we will discuss the numericals which is given on page number 103, question number 4. Solve the following examples. The first question, what must be the temperature in Fahrenheit so that it will be twice its value in Celsius? Okay, so they have given that F is equal to 2C. The value in Fahrenheit is twice the value in Celsius. F is equal to 2C means C is equal to F upon 2. Now you have to find the temperature in Fahrenheit. They have told you to find out the temperature in Fahrenheit, which will be half the value of Celsius. F minus 32 upon 9 is equal to C upon 5. F minus 32 upon 9 is equal to F upon 2 into 5. Instead of C, I have taken F upon 2. F upon 2. Okay, so it becomes F minus 32 upon 9 is equal to F upon 10. Cross multiplying, you will get F minus 32 into 10 is equal to 9F. Opening brackets, 10F minus 320 is equal to 9F. Taking that 9F this side, 10F minus 9F is equal to 320. Therefore, F is equal to 320. So, temperature 320 degree Fahrenheit is twice its value in Celsius. Okay, this is the first numerical. Now we'll see the next. Now the next question. A bridge is made from 20-meter long iron rod at temperature 18 degrees Celsius. The distance between the two rods is 0.4 centimeter. Up to what temperature will the bridge be in good shape? Okay, you know that the length will increase if there is a rise in temperature. So what has been given? The initial length has been given as 20 meter. The initial temperature is given as 18 degrees Celsius. Final length. Okay, they have told that the length increases by 0.4 centimeter. Okay, 0.4 centimeter means it is 0.004 meter. So the final length will be 20 plus 0.004, that is 20 plus 0.004, that is 20.004 meter. This will be the final length. Now lambda, we know lambda, that is coefficient of linear expansion, 11.5 into 10 raised to minus 6. This is of iron. 1 upon degree Celsius, this is the unit. To find TF, you have to find out the final temperature. With the equation L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus lambda delta T. L2 is 20.004. L1 is 20. 1 plus lambda is 11.5 into 10 raised to 6 into delta T. Now this 1, okay, 20 has been taken this side. You will get it as 20.004 upon 20 is equal to 1 plus 11.5 into 10 raised to minus 6 into delta T. Now 1 taken this side, this value you are getting it as 1.0002 minus 1 is equal to this. With the help of that equation, we got delta T as 17.4. So the change in temperature is 17.4. Now change in temperature delta T is equal to final temperature minus initial temperature. So final temperature you have to find out. You have found out the change in temperature as 17.4. is equal to Tf minus 18. From that, Tf will be equal to 35.4 degrees Celsius. That will be the final temperature. Okay. Now the next, at 15 degrees Celsius, the height of Eiffel Tower is 324 meter. If it is made of iron, what will be the increase in length in centimeter at 30 degree Celsius? Okay, so what has been given? They have given the initial length as 324 meter, initial temperature as 15 degrees Celsius, temperature is increased to 30 degrees Celsius, that means the final temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Lambda, it is made up of iron, so coefficient of linear expansion of iron, that is 11.5 into 10 raised to minus 6, 1 upon degree Celsius. To find increase in height, okay, that means you have to find out L2 minus L1. We know the equation L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus lambda delta T. If you open this brackets, you will get it as L2 is equal to L1 plus L1 lambda delta T. And if L1 is taken to left hand side, you will get the equation as L2 minus L1 is equal to L1 into lambda delta T. Now you are going to substitute. Therefore, L2 minus L1 is equal to L1 is 320, lambda is 11.5 into 10 raised to minus 6, and delta T is final temperature minus initial temperature, that is 30 minus 15. By calculating, you will get it as 0.056 meter, but in the question they have specified in centimeters, so this is equal to into 1000. Okay, that will be 5.6 centimeter. Okay, now we will see the next. Now the next question, two substances A and B have specific heat C and 2C respectively. If A and B are given Q and 4Q amounts of heat respectively, the change in their temperatures is the same. If mass of A is M, what is the mass of B? So what has been given? They have given the specific heat of A as C, specific heat of B as 2C, heat absorbed, that is heat absorbed or heat liberated for that object, Q of A as Q, Q of B as 4Q, and delta TA is equal to delta TB. Okay, they have told the change in temperature is the same. It is taken as delta T, and mass of A they have given it as M. What you have to find out? You have to find out the mass of B. We know that Q is equal to M into C into delta T, where M stands for mass, C is specific heat, and delta T is change in temperature, and Q is heat. So for A, Q of A is equal to M of A into C of A into delta TA. That is same as QA is equal to Q. Okay, I have substituted Q of A here as Q. M of A is M. So here you may see instead of M of A, I have written M. C of A, they have given it as C, so I have written C. Delta TA is equal to delta TB is equal to delta T, so I have taken it as delta T. So the equation comes to Q is equal to M into C into delta T. Similarly, Q of B is equal to M of B into C of B into delta TB. But given Q of B is equal to 4Q, M of B you have to find out. CB is 2C, and delta TB is equal to delta T. There are two equations. Dividing second equation by first equation, you will get it as 4Q upon Q is equal to MB into 2C into delta T upon M into C into delta T. Delta T cancel, C cancel, Q cancelled. 4 is equal to 2 MB upon M. You cannot cancel this M because this is M of A and this is M of B. Okay, so 4M is equal to 2 MB, therefore MB is equal to 2M. That means the mass of B will be twice the mass of M. Okay, now the next one, when a substance having mass 3 kg receives 600 calories of heat, its temperature increases by 10 degrees Celsius. What is the specific heat of that substance? Given mass is 3 kg, you have to convert it into grams. So that is 3 into 10 raised to 3 gram, that is 3000. Q is 600 calories. Delta T is equal to 10 degrees Celsius. To find C, we know that Q is equal to M into C into delta T. Q is 600, M is 3000. C you have to find out. Delta T they have given it as 10. By substituting the values, you will get the answer as 0.02 calories per gram degree Celsius. This is the actual answer for this calculation for the value given delta T is equal to 10 degree Celsius. But if you take the value of delta T as 60 degrees Celsius, then only you will get the answer which has been given in the textbook, that is 0.0033 calories per gram degree Celsius. You may follow your teacher, okay, you may do it according to your teacher, whatever they teach, okay, but this is my answer. So the numericals, these are very important, especially the solved examples. The first two examples, solved examples in the chapter, and especially the conversions from Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Fahrenheit, Celsius to Kelvin. Okay, these are the numericals generally asked. Okay, they generally don't ask these numericals from the textbook, only the first one. Okay, the first one is generally asked. Okay, so you may practice the numericals. If you're having any doubt, you may ask. Thank you.